Institute to Rise for the National Anthem, Guaranteed Limited, and the Ministry of Youth and Sports in collaboration with us to uplift the lives of the youth by informing, inspiring, and influencing them to impact. We are truly grateful to the Honourable Minister, the Secretary to the Ministry. The transformation through this initiative is expected to impact families, can contribute to the economy. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Rehan Jatilaka for the keynote speech.
Mr. Sudhira Jaratna, Director, Small Development Division. The officers of the Ministry, invitees, family, and the media teams. Thank you. Journey so far in life and in business. Most of you are probably interested to know how this initiative, idea for this initiative, to inform, to inspire, and to influence the youth to take up small medium enterprises and to contribute to the business owner category. And this opportunity now to take my experiences, lessons in how I've overcome, to now guide this initiative to help those young coming behind us, to give them hope and opportunity to be successful business owners and impact. It is important to note that the definition for youth in Sri Lanka is the ages of 15 to 29. And 23% of the... At the same time, where the opportunity lies to influence and make a difference, to give youth the best chance. We will do this by demonstrating the value small medium enterprises can create for prosperity in their lives, to their families, to communities, to reshape their present and future generations. Our objectives to foster the concept of small, medium. There will be a focus to support district-specific industries and focus
about. On that note, we will now begin the signing and exchanging of the Memorandum of Understanding between the party,
Good morning, everyone. I don't want to agree with that part of being the most efficient. I wanted to answer a lot of questions, but tomorrow if that goes out. Rehan, Honorable Secretary, Sudhira, Swaduke, and ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Rehan Jatilaka for coming forward to joining with us. To develop the SME sector. Because we believe as a ministry that we need to create employment. So we have two ways of creating employment. In Sri Lanka we have three ways. One, the most popular way in our country is to give government jobs, which we have given up to 1.8 million. And I believe we are spending more than what we earn to pay the salaries. Secondly, of course, promoting industrialization, creating employment. Third is the SME sector, that we are trying to concentrate more at this stage to make people more business savvy or to make them self-sustainable and make them employment creators rather than being employed under someone else. As you know, the Sri Lankan economy, the majority of us are based on agriculture and fisheries, and then of course the SME sector, which has been neglected, I believe, simply because of the certain policies that we have. You know, I always say, when I met the Central Bank last week with Honorable Viravansa on a different note, because we are trying to promote industries into rural areas. So we want to come up with a new package or new sort of approach to give more concessions to investors who goes out of Colombo and invest in order to create employment. Because in my view, the industry zone concept is long overdue at this stage. And we have seen during the COVID what sort of social impact that creates because of these industrial zones. So what I believe is we need to encourage investors to go out of Colombo and establish their investments in different AGA divisions. So in that way we will create an ecosystem around that. So when I met the central bank and the bankers, of course, so what I told them is that they always get the SME sector to come and give them proposals. So all of us, or the SME sector, Sudhir is a good example, he has been helping a lot of people to do the business proposal. So you go out of the way to do your business proposal and you go and give it to the bank, and bank asks you about 200 questions and you need to go to another person to get the answers for that. So at the last stage, they request you to bring your deed of your house. So my point was for them, if you need the deed to give a loan, why did you ask for a business proposal? Right? So this is what we are trying to change. This is what we want the private sector also to join with us, partner with us, and help them. Help them not just to start SME sector or not just to start a business, but also to mentor them to grow the business to the next level. Because there are a lot of talented people out there in rural areas with lack of opportunity. So little bit of funding and knowledge and of course support, so they can do a product that can reach the global market easily. As I always said, our government is very keen on developing the SME sector. And we are committed that we believe strongly that we have to support our SMEs. So in fact, I put a cabinet paper last week to organize or to restructure a trust fund. So basically the seed fund for the SMEs and tech startups. Because we don't have a PP fund or investment fund that can invest on startups and SMEs. So now I got the cabinet approval, so we are in verge of establishing that. So even that, when I spoke to the finance ministry, certain officials, look these kind of funds in a very, very different way. The questions were like, in the global platform, it's only 5% that goes, well and 95% fails. So what is your solution for that? I said, let's start and see. But then I asked them, you can spend 55 billion for Samurdhi, but why can't you spend 2 billion rupees for SMEs? And even if you give it free, without expecting a return, you're still investing on the SMEs to create employment. But instead of doing that, we invest 55 billion rupees annually on Samurdhi without no return. So we are trying to establish that fund, so hopefully that should be done by end of the year. So from next year we should be able to fund most of the SMEs and tech startups based on their ideas and concepts. So in that way we should be able to create Sri Lanka a hub for startup. As you know, the global economy is around 3 trillion and India itself is looking at making 5 trillion by 2025. So there's a tremendous scope for us. And also, we are also looking at supporting the small scale industries to bring it up to the medium scale industry. So we are targeting 1,000 small scale industries. So the government will intervene, and we are drafting a cabinet paper to establish a guarantee fund. So from that guarantee fund, we are hoping to help the SMEs to upscale them up to the medium scale. So in that way, the issue that banks are facing is collateral. So which the guarantee fund can come forward based on their proposal and become a partner for them to get the finance. So access to finance is key, and of course the knowledge. So this is what I believe what we are doing today will not only help the SMEs, but also it will help the way the officials look at public-private partnership. So these are the public-private partnerships that we are looking at to take this country to the next stage, and also the youngsters to give them more opportunities to reach the global platform. So thank you very much, Rehan, for coming forward and taking the initiative after the initial discussion. And thank you very much for all of you, because I know most of you all are very fond of supporting SMEs and helping people. So this is what we want, and we believe we should not only talk about our rights or what we can do, but we also talk about our responsibility and what we are going to do. Because we have a history of talking, but we need a future that we can be active. Thank you very much.
The Additional Secretary to Youth, Mr. Saman Waduke, the director of something that seemed impossible, but with persistence and perseverance, we believe the best has begun for the youth and SMEs in this nation. On behalf of the Youth SME Business Trust,